Let's lock in. Recently, LeBron James passed Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games scored in the history of the NBA. And a lot of people started disrespecting the accomplishment, stating that, well, he played long enough, particularly Charles Barkley. Well, he played so much longer than Jordan. How many years, LeBron? Well, it took him long enough. Let's talk about this. We're going to talk about the truth about LeBron James having more 30-point games than Michael Jordan that MJ fans don't want you to know. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to look at this stat real quick. And we're going to look at how many shot attempts Michael Jordan actually had. And as you can see here, Michael Jordan in his career, he played 1,072 games and he had 24,537 shot attempts. So in 1,072 games, he had 24,537 shot attempts. So at the time that LeBron James played 1,523 games in the NBA, he had 29,881 shot attempts. Now, looking at this already, you know that LeBron James has played at least 5 more seasons than Michael Jordan. So what you know is that Michael Jordan is shooting more shots than LeBron James. That's what you know already. You know he's shooting more shots than LeBron James. But for this to be something that you can actually compare, and remember that number, that in less games, Michael Jordan took a lot more shots than LeBron James, specifically at the end of 15 seasons, because Michael Jordan played 15 seasons. His shot attempts were 24,537. Remember that number, because now we're going to look at LeBron James' number of shot attempts at the end of his 15th season. And so LeBron James' number of shot attempts at the end of his 15th season, as you can see here, LeBron James took 22,383 shots in his first 15 seasons. So I'm going to write that down because now we're going to see how many more shots did Michael Jordan take in comparison to LeBron at the end of 15 seasons, right? So to do that now, I will share my calculator with you so you can see what's happening here. Boom. Here we go. Now, as we know, Michael Jordan took 24,537 shots, right? And now we're going to minus the 22,383, the 22,383 shots that LeBron James took. And what we know is that Michael Jordan, at the end of 15 seasons, took 2,154 more shots than LeBron James. So the media, like Charles Barkley, who are saying it took LeBron James long enough, they're penalizing LeBron for not shooting as much as Michael Jordan did in 15 seasons. That's really what they're saying. They're saying the accomplishment isn't as great because LeBron James didn't put up as many shots as Michael Jordan did. Because let's be honest, LeBron would have broken the record sooner if he was taking that many shots. But that's not what he did. We're going to take a look at what LeBron James did that explains why it took him longer to break the record. So here we go. Now, when you look at, these are averages now, minutes played per game. Jordan played more minutes. He averaged 3 more points per game. But remember, he took a lot more shots per game. And that's what we're seeing. At the end of their 15 seasons, Jordan took over 2,000 more shots than LeBron James, right? Now, assists per game. Michael Jordan had averaged 5.3. LeBron James averaged 7.4. Now, do those not count as points? You're responsible for points when you assist. So LeBron was passing up on more shot attempts than Michael Jordan. And when you look at the overall scoring, right, and you see the difference in minutes played, you see LeBron James has scored Basically, he's about to score 10,000 more points than Michael Jordan did in his entire career. But look at the rebounds. He's grabbed more rebounds, has way more assists, everything. Now, I know that right now we're looking at LeBron's total career versus Michael Jordan in 15 seasons, but it doesn't matter because if you look at the average, his average was much higher. And also, Michael Jordan got more free throw attempts than LeBron, not much, but he shot a higher free throw percentage, which means he scored. A lot of the difference comes from Michael Jordan at the line. See, LeBron James' free throw percentage is career free throw percentage is basically 73, well, 74% if you round up, and Michael Jordan's is 84%. Basically, Michael Jordan shot 10% better from the free throw line than LeBron James, which accounts for a major difference in their score in the scoring. And if you factor that in, that's blowing opportunities from LeBron James. But the point is, the media likes to act like scoring and all this stuff is the only thing that determines who's a better player. And when they say like, oh, it only took him all these extra years, yeah, because he was passing up on more shots, getting more assists than Michael Jordan. LeBron James is more of a playmaker than Michael Jordan. And that's why when he says, I broke the scoring record and I wasn't even trying, it's stats like this that show it's true. So when you get down to who's the greatest player, you got to go over who had the most impact on the game. For me, I've said this already. I think Michael Jordan is the most iconic player to ever play this game. I don't think there will ever be a player as iconic and as important to the game of basketball as Michael Jordan was, because it's impossible. In his time, what he's done for the sport, no one better. With that being said, is he the greatest basketball player that I've ever seen? No. LeBron is the greatest basketball player that I've ever seen. And it shows. He's been better longer. He's done more. And you can act like Jordan played against the best, but he didn't. Steph Curry's the best three-point shooter to ever play the game. Who's the best three-point shooter that Michael Jordan played against? Reggie Miller? There was Ray Allen, who broke Reggie Miller's record, and then there's Steph Curry after that. LeBron had to play against both of them. LeBron James had to play against Kevin Durant, one of the generational talents. And he had to play against the best three-point shooter and a generational talent on the same team. When you look at the teams LeBron James had to face, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, and Tony Parker, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Serge Ibaka, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and then the fall add Kevin Durant and Andre Iguodala. What team did Michael Jordan see that was like that? So again, these metrics and all this stuff, you got to go off of more than that. LeBron James was facing teams that had at least 3 Hall of Famers on the squad when he made the finals. And that's just real. And the Boston Celtics, when they won, they had 3 Hall of Famers. And I know a lot of people, and I don't want to rehash, but the point I'm making is simply this: like, Michael Jordan is the most iconic player to ever play the game. There'll never be a player who can have more influence on the game of basketball than Michael Jordan. It's impossible. It's like when Nas said, "Name a rapper that I ain't influenced. Name a basketball player that Mike ain't influenced." Like, it's impossible to do that. But that doesn't mean he's the best. Just like Muhammad Ali, to me, is my favorite athlete of all time. Muhammad Ali, if you ask me who's the greatest boxer of all time, if you ask me who's the greatest boxer of all time, I'm going to say Muhammad Ali. He's the greatest boxer of all time. He's the most iconic boxer of all time. But if we're being real, skill-wise, technique, Floyd Mayweather has the argument he's the best fighter of all time. That's just the way it is. That doesn't mean you like him better than Muhammad Ali. It doesn't mean he's greater than Muhammad Ali. But he has an argument. LeBron James has an argument. Whether people like it or not, you can't just dismiss it. And it is impressive that he scored more 30-point games than Michael Jordan, because He didn't take as many shots as Michael Jordan. He didn't prioritize scoring. And I'll leave you with this last point that I tell everyone, and it's so far is playing out to be true. The guys who aren't ISO players, the guys who don't jack up like, 25, 30 shots a game, the guys who don't do that, they actually play longer. Look at Carmelo, ISO guy, out of the league. Look at all the ISO guys, all the guys who they're all out of the league. LeBron James, a cerebral guy who plays the floor, who plays the assist, still going. Jason Kidd was still going. Chris Paul still going. Steph Curry still going, because you actually last longer when you're a cerebral player. You actually last longer when you're a playmaker and you understand the game than when you're just an ISO guy. Because when you're an ISO guy, as soon as your athleticism slips, as soon as you can't get by people, as soon as you can't jump as high, you're not going to be as good. That's why LeBron James is still able to play in year 20, 21, can decide if he can probably play 25 years because of his mind. He doesn't need all that athleticism. And Jordan could only play 15 years once his athleticism faded. So that's some reality, whether you like it or not. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. It's Caden. I'm out. Peace.